So, Coach, you wanted to see your team stay focused during this last trip and came out with two overwhelming victories. How would you say their performance was last week?
I think it was good. I'm really happy with how this weekend went. I think Indiana State, we started off kind of, up and down a little bit in the first half, but we were still just getting over, the hump of last week and just getting back into rhythm. But I think the second half of that game was really good. And then the Evansville game, I think we, dominated that whole game in a good way. And I think, these are teams that have talent. Evansville, they have a really good freshman. She's probably going to be freshman of the year and some other pieces around. But I think that, our defensive focus and intensity was huge, and it just generated offense for us in transition, and we did a good job executing our plays, and everybody contributed. So I really like, how we came out this weekend, and we just got to keep it going.
You talked a lot about how your team cannot disrespect any opponent. Just in the big games against Drake and UNI, you said your team was laser focused. Just as a coach, how do you help the team just keep that same intensity when you're not playing a Drake or UNI?
Well, I mean, we had to, change some things in practice and how we're going about, mental preparation, I guess, for them. But I think we made huge strides in that department because obviously Indiana State and Evansville haven't won a game in conference, so it's easy to walk into that thinking, okay, we're just going to roll through this. But both those teams play hard. They're talented. We just have a really good conference. And I think, we went into both of those games not playing the front of the jersey and really just working on ourselves and just getting back to where we need to be. So I think we're in a good spot with that. And then we have some big weekends. You don't really have any weekend off now in the Valley. I mean, in the past, there might have been some down weekends where, you were guaranteed some wins or whatever. But now every weekend's a pretty big weekend, and we have one coming up. So I don't think we're going to see any, lack of energy or lack of focus from our players this weekend.
What have you seen from Bradley that has made him so good so far and undefeated in Valley play?
Yeah, Bradley's, they're playing well. I think, their non-conference schedule, I said this before, they didn't play the same caliber teams we played. Our non-conference schedule was way harder, even though we have similar records. But there's something to say for confidence, and they're super confident. They have a winning record. They've been playing well in the Valley, but I think it's more so they're just a balanced team. They have two guards in particular that really get them going offensively. One's a really good shooter. The other one is kind of a triple threat. But then they have a four-man that just really stretches the floor. Last name is White. She gets up and down. She pushes the ball in transition. She's the matchup problem for so many people because you put a post player on her, she can get around them and get downhill. You put a guard on them, she can post them up. So she's a matchup problem. I think she's their X factor, to be honest. A lot of people key in on those two guards, but she's the one. I mean, Hawk and Petrie, they key in on those two. But White is the one that kind of, to me, really, has put them at the top of the conference. But I think that, once you have some guards that can generate offense and you have post players that can do the same, then you can be a pretty dangerous team and hard to guard, and they are hard to guard.
Do you think it gives you guys any sort of advantage playing Bradley at home?
Of course, I think any game at home, especially with our fan base and just the support we get, any game at home is definitely an advantage for us. That's why we're trying to put ourselves in a position to possibly host the NCAA tournament, but we can't have slip-ups like we did against SIU. So consistency is big, but we love being at home. We want to defend our home court, and it's an opportunity to take the first spot there in the Valley right now. So it's a game that we're excited for, and we're eager to prepare for it.
I know we're about the halfway point of the Valley season. Does this kind of feel like a swing game in terms of who the winner of this is in the driver's seat to get the number one seed in the Valley tournament?
You can look at it that way. I mean, because, they're undefeated. Obviously, we have one loss, but, Bradley kind of did us a favor and gave Drake another loss and UNI. So, if we just control our own destiny, I think that we'll be in a good place. And it starts with knocking off the person that's above you, and that's Bradley right now. So we need to give them a loss because they don't have one yet. And so we just got to focus on us. Hopefully the rest of the conference will continue to beat up on each other, but we just got to stay focused and control our own destiny. And Bradley's a really good team, and they're very confident. And they play, they hold teams to under their average defensively. Their defense is pretty solid. So it's not going to be like an easy task by any means, but, if we stick to the game plan and play Lady Bear basketball, I think we'll be all right.
I'm working on a feature about Alexa Willard. What have you seen out of her this season?
Now, she's just playing with that urgency, that senior urgency. She's playing with a little chip on her shoulder. Not being picked to any preseason team is kind of crazy. But she's had, you know, a little bit of inconsistency, I guess, in the past, you know, with her confidence. And I think this year she's been really confident. Even if she's not shooting the ball well, she's going to find another way to get to the rim, set her teammates up, whatever it is. And her defense has just come leaps and bounds since we started. So I just think that she's all around just playing, you know, giving everything, 100% in practice. You know, when coaches aren't in the gym, she's in the gym. In games, I just think that, you know, she has that next play mentality, which is something that she struggled with like her whole career. So if something's not going good, next play. Let me focus on the next play. And that's how great players succeed.
And her three-point shooting, how much of an emphasis has that been this season?
Huge. When I first got here, I told her, you got to be a triple threat. Like you have to stretch the defense a little bit more. Your pull-up, she has one of the best pull-up jumpers I've ever seen from a woman. Seriously. And that's a lost art now. Like people are usually getting to the rim or they're shooting threes, and her pull-up is really nice. She's had that, and she's gotten even better with it, more consistent. And she works with Tori, my assistant coach Tori, a lot on, you know, just different ways to score. But she has had the pull-up jumper, get to the rim. But she used to love to drive one way. Now we've been working on another way, using both hands equally. But also stretching the D to the three-point line because she can shoot it. She just didn't want to shoot it, you know. And so we just put more reps in the gym. So, you know, confidence comes from preparation. So she feels more confident. So now she just, you know, is unconscious in games. Like if she misses one, she doesn't care. She's going to shoot the next one. And I think that's huge. And she's a big reason why early, I mean, teams couldn't play zone against us or anything like that. She was a zone buster. So she just got to continue to do that for us.
Have you seen Bryce develop her game?
Yeah, you know, Bryce is another triple threat scorer. I mean, in the non-conference play, she was shooting the three at a pretty high clip. Right now, she's been in a little bit of a shooting slump, but she'll be fine because she puts in the work and she'll, you know, get bounced back out of that. But she can get downhill, and she's so strong, and she gets to the free throw line. She puts pressure on the defense time and time again. And then the fact that she started to stretch the defense and be able to shoot the three, it's just been she's a problem to guard. And I saw her game even grow this past weekend with just how she was facilitating. She had some really, really good assists, some really good passes in transition in our half-court sets. So I just think Bryce is an all-around player, and, you know, she guards the best player on the other team. You know, her defense is just phenomenal. So she's just one of those kids you want on your team. I mean, you can put her on different people. You can put her on post players at times, you know, face-up post players to shut them down, guards, shooters, whatever it is. She's a defensive specialist, but offensively, she brings a lot to the team as well.
Any big promos this weekend that can help us get the word out on?
Oh, yeah. We have, you know, obviously we have a big game on Friday and Sunday, but on Friday we have buy one, get one free tickets. Children under 12 get in free as long as they have bear wear on. So we're just trying to get the community out. You know, it's going to be exciting. You know, it's always fun to watch us play, and we just need our sixth man to come out and support us and help us get over the hump.